So that little phrase at the bottom is random. Or not random, but there's a list of them.
Yeah.
You can kind of go in and out here.
That's a good one.
All right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'll watch you play it.
Yeah, that's right. Folks at home. Actually, I might disagree with that. This is Tempest 4000.
Just call me Bushnell's neon love child.
Oh, please don't.
You've heard some of those stories about Atari in the 70s.
Oh.
That might not be the only one out there. They made a new Tempest, or did they?
So, my understanding, this is a Tempest 4000. We're playing it on the PlayStation 4. It's out on PC as well as Xbox One. It's $30 on consoles, 20 on PC, which seems like a weird choice to have that price difference there, but I don't know. The PC version, actually, the controls on it are not remappable, and it's kind of, it's like the refresh rate stuff. People are not happy with the PC version of this game.
Bare bones. You know what? I am just. It makes me feel good that there are enough people who care to be upset about the quality of the PC.
I guess so. Yeah. So this is Tempest 4000, which is a lot like Tempest X3 and Tempest 2000. My understanding is that this is actually kind of a port of TXK, the Vita game that was not licensed that Llamasoft made, and then Atari sued Minter and Company over it. And then maybe this was the result of that. I don't know.
TXK is no longer for sale, right?
I think it might have actually stayed up. I don't actually know.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'd have to find a Vita and turn and charge it up and turn it on to do that.
Okay.
So,
need your head to the web.
So this is Tempest. Specifically, Tempest was originally an arcade game in like 1980, and then Tempest 2000 came out for the Jaguar and added all this stuff like power-ups and not vector graphics, or not vector monitor, I guess I should say. Right. It is built on that ever since. Oops, shit.
Except if super zapping, come on, man. Has literal actual Tempest 2000 ever come out on anything besides the Jaguar?
No,
okay.
But
just like kind of derivatives of it.
But this is the music from it. This is like this is all still that game, though. Also, oh god, this tilt is very finicky, and I'm not getting any bonus points because I'm not in this. I don't know. On PC, and I assume Xbox One, you can just do that with the left stick, and it's very doable. Here it's tilt, and it sucks.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And so this is pretty similar to those games, except the control is so loose. Like I'm trying to move, because this is precise, right? I want to shoot down one tube and not the one next to it, because the enemy is on the tube. But like even with it's very mushy with the D-pad. I'm using the D-pad right. Okay, let's see if I can get. Okay, we got one there.
You just have to thread those needles?
What the No, it's like I just have to get it centered and get it in a similar spot, and then I should get all the points. If it's anything like the PC.
It looked like you were going through.
But the rings weren't centered on screen.
So even with the D-pad, you can't like snap to a specific lane?
No, it's very mushy. It doesn't feel good. I mean, the original game used an analog spinner.
Talking about the arcade?
Yeah, the arcade game. But then, Tempest 2000 was, on a D-pad on a Saturn. I don't know. This is too finicky to. I'm not even sure which way I need to turn it to get it right. Like it doesn't feel good at all. And so you can use the analog stick here, but that's even worse in a lot of ways in terms of just like it just lacks precision in a way that I feel the previous games had, pretty nailed. Like this just doesn't feel good compared to those, and that's a bummer. And so the basics of it are, I go around here, as I shoot enemies, power-ups will appear. I get power-ups like the ability to jump off of the web, which is good, because if these guys get up to the surface, they're going to start heading in my direction, and that's bad.
It looks nice.
Yeah, it looks all right.
I mean, Looks like Tempest.
Come on. There we go.
Okay, so, okay. I sort of see what you're trying to do there.
And if you get all those rings right, you start hearing different noises. You know, like in classic kind of Llamasoft fashion, some of those noises are from other arcade games.
Sure.
Like Zookeeper and such.
How does he get away with it?
I don't know.
And I hope nobody notices.
I mean, Atari, you know, hey, Atari noticed when
Sure.
we went and made a game like this for the Vita.
And so the complaint about TXK had nothing to do with like a name or branding or trademark.
No, it was just like, hey,
This is too much like.
Yeah, this is too much like the game that you made for Atari. That you know.
It's weird because I don't know what the law is there, because I thought you couldn't trademark or copyright like gameplay style.
Well, I want to say that you know maybe even had some of this music. I guess I'd have to go back and
Okay,
and look.
maybe it was more
Like I
specific.
said, we have to find a Vita. And okay, I can't jump. I thought I didn't have the jump. Oh, and see that's the fucking pitfall jump.
Huh. All right.
So Activision, don't watch this video. I guess.
Atari, hello.
Yeah.
Where do you think Tempest ranks in the pantheon of important arcade games?
It was really cool at the time, you know, like, and some people loved it. Like, it was a big score game even then. I would say it was definitely well liked. Like, it's in the pantheon, right? It's there. It's one of the top games of the era.
Kind of a top 20, let's say.
Sure. Yeah, I would say Tempest is a top 20 arcade release originally. Yeah.
Who thinks number one?
It's you know it's like what is like it's Pac-Man or Space Invaders or something, right? I mean. You know, it's that weird case where like those are probably the two games that are really important, or you know their importance gets them there as opposed to like, you know, hey, instead of Space Invaders, you would probably say Galaga.
Yeah, Galaga is just a better Space Invaders, basically, right? Sure.
I'm just getting grabbed left and right. So yeah. Kind of, that's Tempest. You know,
is that it?
It's got
the other
that's
modes
pure mode. It also has classic mode, and I guess that means what is that? That's pure mode. Okay, no, classic mode is just. It seems like it's the same mode, but it's not pure because you're not starting at the beginning. So. In all these games, in all even the arcade game to a certain extent, you can start at later stages and get a score bonus. Kind of every time you finish a level, it checkpoints you and says, here's your score and how many lives you had. So you can kind of get right back into the last level, but that's not a pure run. You know, you're not starting at level 1 and going all the way. So
you want the fresh quarter experience.
Yeah.
It's like you just dropped one in.
So it's got, you know, the classic music that you would want out of a Tempest 2000 derivative and all that sort of stuff. But just at the price and specifically for me, just the feel of the controls,
yeah.
I just don't like the way it feels. And, you know, for a game that's kind of trying to get back to those arcade roots, like, you know, the precision, the feel of those games was everything. And I just feel like this just doesn't have it. It doesn't have the feel. The feel doesn't have.
Is the thing you wanted to have.
Yeah.
Doesn't have that. What do you have?
I know. I got a warp triangle. I saved myself from dying there.
So now you're going to heaven.
Yeah.
I love that Jeff Minter's still doing stuff, though.
Totally.
You know,
and I'm interested in what seems to be the next stuff that he's got coming. What they're working on over there.
Has he talked about it much?
It's like VR versions of some of the other, like the Minotaur project, I think is what it's currently.
Yeah, we talked about it on the podcast. God, that made me just think of the WWF logo for a second. Yeah, like if he just became exclusively a VR developer, that would feel like
It's like this game should be in VR.
Yeah.
Like this game needs another hook to it or something to help it stand out, because it's just otherwise
it's just kind of Tempest.
Like, hey, here's this on kind of another platform, and that's cool in a way, I guess. But this doesn't seem like the best version of Llamasoft's take on Tempest.
Yeah.
Which at that point, like, I'll grant you that some of those other versions are hard to find now. You know, unless you're going to go get a PlayStation 1 to play Tempest X3 or a Jaguar.
What is X3? Is it another take on 2000?
It's this.
Okay, it is basically the same thing.
Yeah, or you know, you'd go get a Nuon and get Tempest 3000.
Oh man, those actually came to market?
Sure.
Theoretically?
Yeah.
On paper somewhere,
Yeah,
if the Nuon was available?
someone could have bought a Nuon-enabled DVD player at some point, probably.
I'm kind of surprised that. Oh, there you go. I'm kind of surprised at how fat. Like Polybius is less than a year, about a year old, let's say.
Yeah.
Like he typically kind of takes his time on stuff, right?
Well, it makes me wonder. Like, you know, that was the thing. You know, because I wasn't clear on the lineage of this game. I was just like, oh, they're doing a Tempest thing again, and multiple people wrote in after the podcast and said, actually, this is totally just TXK. It's really just a port of TXK. I had one person float to me the notion that this game actually was done in VR, but Atari, for whatever reason, didn't fund the rest of, you know, or something along those lines. Like, I don't know. Like this, I'm of the mind that Llamasoft, the developer, is capable of a lot more than this. And when I look at this, it's like, oh, well, maybe Atari just paid for a port of TXK.
Okay.
And this is more kind of on the budget end, publisher end, as to why this is just kind of flat.
Yeah. Especially when you look at how wild Polybius is in VR.
Right, yeah. The VR stuff are all, even just like, I bet if you really sat down with this stuff and said, hey, we're going to do HDR support on PS4 Pro.
Oh, does it not even have that? Because I thought, like, I mean, it runs on 4K, right?
It does. Yeah, I assume it's native 4K. I don't actually know. But I feel like you could do this vector glow a lot better,
Sure.
maybe, or you could do some interesting things with vector glow, just conceptually, if you leaned into that stuff. And I could be wrong. I don't. You know, that's just something I've been interested in conceptually for a little bit, but. So I don't know if it actually is doable or not, but I feel like these vectors could look better. And we're not running at 4K here.
Yeah.
This is 1080 coming through. But yeah, it doesn't seem like enough.
Yeah, when you factor in the control issues and the price, that's
like it doesn't feel great to play. It seems a little flat. But it does have, like, you know, honestly, it's got this one thing that I really do like, and that's on this credit screen. I go back to the first page of the credits. Come on. There.
That's really good.
It's got that.
That's really good.
So, I like that a lot.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Image-based credits.
Yeah. And then, you know, after you get through all the Atari people that totally, I'm sure, did a ton, there is a music player also.
Oh.
Yeah, you kind of... And it's funny, because, like, the press release bills it as, like, inspired by 90s techno. It's like, no, some of this is music that was made in the 90s. like, some of this is based on the Tempest 2000 music. It's not inspired... I mean...
It is music from the 90s.
It's just some loose terminology used around this whole thing that doesn't feel great.
Yeah, this is really just not what I expected from this. Like when I saw the words Tempest 4000 a few months ago, I guess it was, when they started talking about it, like I assumed it was a new game.
Yeah, and I assume that this is, by calling this mod, I assume this is the original, like I assume this is a mod.
Right.
Playing here. Meaning a tracker, like a you know, like a screen, not a screen tracker, like a, you know,
mod or S3M or something.
Yeah, you know, because this is the music from that game, and it's all in here. And so that's cool. You know, Tempest 2000 was cool. People like it. It was good. I like it. This doesn't seem as good as that.
Yeah, that's a shame.
And it's mostly, I'd say, just the controls don't feel great.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, it's part of it just seems like it could be more.
Yeah.
Especially for $30.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
Expensive and lacking features is kind of damning.
Yeah.
Go check out Polybius. That's probably cheaper than this.
If you like wild looking shit and you have a PlayStation, go get Polybius, man.
Did that ever come out on PC?
No, not yet. It still hasn't. I
No.
hope it does, because that's more people with VR headsets should see Polybius in VR. But even not in VR, I think it's still a fun game.
Yeah. If you want to see something that is in this style but even wilder than this and in VR, just play that.
Reach to Fairlight also is pretty fucking good.
Wow, that's incredible. That's so good.
Yeah, and shout out to Ginger, who was in the Curry House, I assume.
We should be in the Curry House.
I wish I was in the Curry House.
Yeah.
I'm never in the Curry House.
Yeah.
It's hard to be in the Curry House in San Francisco.
There's not
you don't have a lot of options.
Yeah. Fairlight, man, that's so good.
Yeah.
Grease. Wow.
So maybe someday we'll make it to the Curry House, but until then, we have Polybius.
Yep.
And this is available as well.
All right.
Thanks, Brad.